Natsuo-basa. That's... He pointed forward with a shaky hand to the corner of one of the flower beds. An arm. No. Rosa-san. Maria-chan! On the muddy ground, just a little further from the entrance of the guest house, the two girls were lying on the ground, lifeless. Rosa's gun was by her side, and the charm Beller had given back to Maria could be spotted just a little bit away from both of them in one of the ring poles. Rosa's chest was pierced with a stake similar to the one that pierced Kienzo, Shano, and Kano's bodies. A similar stake also pierced Maria's stomach, but aside from that, there seemed to be more holes visible on Rosa's leg, as well as her shoulder and stomach. Maria also had more shooting wounds in her head and chest. Why? Why would someone? Well, thank God that they weren't at least cut in pieces. Like, I don't know, like, despite, all of the deaths that happened during the main story, especially in the earlier parts, dismemberment, it feels like something that I don't see Beatrice doing, to be quite honest. Feels so surreal. It is something that you would see Erika doing, that's for sure, but... dismemberment, Like burning Kinzo's body, stabbing them, like shooting them. Alright. But dismemberment, the way we've seen before? I mean, I guess so. Maybe it's not that crazy to think that Beatrice would go with this kind of method of killing as well. I guess it would be one of her options. But thankfully, Maria and Rosa did not go through such pain either. Better fell to his knees, speechless. I thought Maria was the witch's friend. If she was her friend, why would the so-called witch kill her, huh? She's just a 9-year-old kid. She's a kid! Who would be cruel enough to come and shoot a kid in the head like this? Better held onto his head, shaking it repeatedly in frustration. There was already too much. After all of them were together in the parlor at the same time. None of them could have done that. Eva picked Orza's gun from the ground with rather shaky hands, examining it for a short while. The gun is empty. Someone used this gun to kill them. This makes no sense. These guns only have 6 bullets in total, and I can see more than 6 injuries. In which case, well, there's also the stakes and all that. I know for sure that Rosa had like 3 shots. Rosa definitely felt like a lot more. I mean, of course, we see like right over here, but no, it was an illusion too, so... Like, these are the stakes. Like, 3 of these shots... followed by a 4th one, which would be like the stakes. Well, no, wait. I mean, 3 of these were the gunshots, and the last 4th one would be like the stakes, so, yeah. As they spoke, Nanji kneeled by the bodies, respecting Rosa's body, and then Maria's body. It looks like Maria-san was shot in the chest twice, not once. Twice? Why twice after already shooting her in the head? The stakes are the same ones that were in the Masters, Shalon-chan's, and Kanon-kun's corpses. Is it the witch who's doing again? Actually, hold on a second. And then again... Yeah, okay, yeah, it makes sense, yeah. Because the stake wounds would have to be like in the stomach areas for both of them. Whereas the rest of the shots, they can be anywhere. What are we going to do? Should we leave them here or take them inside? Leaving them like this feels like disgracing them, but it will change the crime scene. We could use something from the shed to at least cover their bodies and protect them from the rain a little bit. We could go and bring it right away. Is the culprit still somewhere outside? Do they have a gun? From the way it looks, the gun that was used is Rozak's gun. Yet they didn't try taking it with them. I still don't understand. There are the stake wounds and 3 gunshots in each body. Does it mean they were killed with both a gun and a stake? Or was it placed later? There's no reason to take a gun if they don't have the bullets for it, right? Maybe they do have more bullets than just attempted to make a quick, brutal confirmation of death. What do you think, Ryu-san? Virgilius has been oddly silent here, while the group kept speculating about the mysterious death of Rosa Maria. The only person who stood a little distance from them was Virgilius. He was wearing a blank expression, standing still with his umbrella. And it was hard to tell what he was thinking. But now, he would reach over immediately, offer help, or join the conversation in order to speculate along with them. But this time, he said nothing. Better, so I stood up, frowning a little bit at the behavior, looking at the man. Ryu-san? I think you're the culprit, better, son. What? You're joking, right? What's the meaning of that? I mean, I get that for previous deaths, but how can you say that Better is the one who did this particular death when you, Virgilius, were with Better, like in the same room all this time? I said what I said. I think you're the culprit, Better, son. I didn't really want to believe it at first, considering we're partners. Well, it looks like you leave me no choice. No choice? Why the hell would you think I'm the culprit? We're trying to find the culprit together, right? Of course. Then please prove you're not the culprit. I'll be glad to hear it. Huh? What do you mean prove it? Isn't it obvious I'm not? I guess, Virgilius abides to the school of guilty until proven innocent in this case, huh? Like, such an Edgeworth kind of thing here, too. Like, early Edgeworth. I'm the one who wants to find the culprit myself. Kato, tell him something! Beatrice seemed bothered. It looked like she was struggling to find the right answer, her expression changing a few times before she forced a smile. Sorry, Papa. I cannot interrupt during discord on the human side. If you cannot agree on a theory, you need to clear it between yourselves and present to me your arguments. What do you mean? Go ahead and deny it. Go ahead and tell him I'm not the culprit. You just say it in red, can't you? I mean, Jesus. Like, up until this point, like, Beatrice was fighting with her usual, oh, it was the witch who did it. But now, Virgilius is saying that Better did it, a human. And Beatrice is not gonna say anything. Interesting. Go ahead and say it in red. If we were to play like this, you could just force me to say in red whether someone is a culprit or not on every person until finding the right one. I cannot give you such red. Yeah, that's a good point. I see. So you cannot deny the possibility Beller's son is the culprit. Would you be so kind as to confirm that Rosa-san and Maria-san are dead for my sake? I think it's a fair request. I mean, at that point, Nanjo did look at their bodies. Gato, wait! Rosa and Maria are dead. Excellento. Now, let's deny another thing. Did Maria and Rosa-san kill each other? I mean, that will clear everyone's names, right? Are you insane? Do you really think Rosa Oba-san shot Maria? After she went so far just in order to protect her? Well, it could have been an act, right? This is why we need the red truth. I told you what, red truth is getting us closer to the real truth, right? Go ahead, Beatrice-san. Deny my words, or I will deny you. Maria-san and Rosa-san shooting each other will deny the involvement of the witch. But don't worry, I still have a lot up my sleeve. I'll just move on and blame someone else. Go on, can you deny it? Beatrice gritted her teeth, looking almost as unwilling as better, before closing her eyes. Rosa and Maria did not kill each other. Someone else killed them. Excellento. Absolutely excellento. Just as I had thought. Better-san, you're the one who killed them. Why do you think it was me? What makes you say it? I've been suspecting you ever since the disappearance of Shannon-san's body from the room. You were the one left behind to guard the door, and we never found Jessica-san's key. Okay, well, can you explain to us how he did this one, though? Of course, the possibility of someone climbing through the window and passing under your nose was possible, so I decided to go along with this claim, so you wouldn't think I was suspecting you. However, now there's no doubt about it. By the time you went after Rosa-san and Maria-san, you also killed them, and then returned to the party. It's not very hard to understand. Oh yeah, why am I being such an idiot? Of course, Balor went after them to bring Maria like the scorpion charm so that she'll be protected. My bad, I completely forgot about that. That's the window, because otherwise I was thinking that Balor was always in the room with Virgilius. Like after Rosa and Maria left. Phew. Then how would you explain the stakes? I showed all of you my empty pockets before I went after Rosa, Obasa and Maria, right? Besides, there are 4 injuries on each of them, 8 in total, and only 6 bullets. I didn't have any extra bullets. You've seen it yourself. That's all. Obviously, the stakes could have been hidden in the garden ahead of time, and you only placed them later. The same goes for the bullets. Yeah, that is possible. Stop. I will deny this one. The murder weapon was not hidden in the garden ahead of time. Oh, Beatrice-san? How interesting. Are you trying to help Better-san now? I'm not... Yeah, I mean... Like, Beatrice wants for people to believe that a witch did it. But I guess in this case, more than anything else, she doesn't want Better to be seen as a culprit. Quite interesting. I simply don't want you to reach a human culprit theory so easily. That would mean I will lose after all. Of course. Still, that's a minor detail. The stake could be inside Maria-san's bag, considering her love for a cult, or even in the guest house. I mean, of course, there's the explanation that, at the end of the day, Beatrice wants Balor to reach the highest conclusion about Beatrice's true identity and who she is and why she did all this to begin with. So us reaching a conclusion that Balor did it without being able to deny it like fully, because Beatrice definitely sees this possibility as something that can be 100% be done, and something that cannot be denied so easily. Like, she sees the danger of going with this kind of theory and having a hard time denying it in the first place, so she's sweating here. The murder happened almost by its entrance, right? Do you really think I could have done it in such a short time? You notice how long I was absent. That makes no sense at all. You're quite athletic. I'm sure you could do it. Then what about the 4th hole with the stakes? How would you explain it? Even I don't have the strength to pierce it like that inside someone's chest or stomach. I mean, that's not a problem. You could use something else to make the hole first. For example, the fence. Oh boy, it's quite pointy and sharp if you ask me. Yeah, I guess that's plausible. I'm sure you could pierce someone by pushing them on the fence. In fact, maybe that's how they died first, and you only emptied the gun on them later. No! Pato, please. Say something that denies this theory of his. It wasn't me. This is insane. You can't just let him blame me, right? Pato. Baron's voice became more and more desperate as he spoke, looking at Beatrice with pleading eyes. I already told you that. I can't do it. Who would have thought that you would be pleading for me to deny a theory that attempts denying me? How the tables have turned. This isn't about denying you anymore. I can't be the culprit. It makes no sense. Why? Why would you think I'm the culprit? As I said before, I wanted to see if I can first explain how it's done. And now, figuring out the why done it isn't that hard. Eva-san even suggested a possibility just a while ago. But you don't believe it, do you? You really think someone like me would kill their own family members for money? Do you really think I'm capable of doing something like this? I do have to admit, it does seem unfitting and out of character for you, which is something that made me doubt it for a while. See? Then what else? What other reason do I have to murder people like this? Victory. Victory? Victory? Virgilius! You don't mean... While Beta was still trying to understand Virgilius' answer, Beatrice seemed to become anxious herself, gritting her teeth. That Beta would be the culprit for the sake of winning against the witch? That, hey, if there is a human to have done it, it would be Beta himself? That... Like, at the end of the day, I mean, there's also the rule that humans, like the pieces, only would do things that are in accordance with their personality and such. Unless we're going for a black battler theory, oh my god, he wouldn't do such a thing. And, like, what are you saying, that this is a desperate move coming from Battler? Like, meta player Battler, in order to deny the existence of a witch, that it was done by a human, thus they would make Battler the piece be the culprit? Like, Battler the player, he doesn't have that kind of control though over the pieces. Like, this is all done by Beatrice. Like, done, as in, this was written by Beatrice. Let's try to think about it together, better son. What's the objective of this game? The objective is to prove that witch doesn't exist, to deny her existence. That's right. And how does one do it? Virgilius, that's enough! Beatrice reached over to the man with a frown, but he only pushed her away, making her gasp in shock. I thought you weren't supposed to interrupt the human side discussion. Out of my way, witch. Now, tell me better, son. How does one win? I don't understand what you're asking me. What do you mean, how does one win? It's actually so simple. Had I thought about it before, I would have just done it myself. Do what? Tell me already! In order to win this game, you need to prove that the culprit is human. And what easier way would be there than becoming the culprit yourself? Petar's eyes widened, and he looked at Virgilius with dread. But again, like, unless I'm forgetting like the rules of Umineko, Battler the player wouldn't have that kind of power to do something like this. No. The easiest way to make sure you know who's the culprit. Stop it! And the easiest way to make sure the culprit is a human. Stop it! I don't want to hear it! Is to be the culprit yourself. It's so easy. I don't understand why this game is taking so long. I should have just thought about it myself. There, son. If you're the culprit, you can even say it in red, right? I am the human culprit. That's how it goes. How simple is that? Go ahead and say it. No, I would never do something like this. I would never become a killer. Even if it was the only way to deny the witch. I would never do something like this. Does it really matter, better son? Does it matter if you're the culprit or not? After all, we can craft this theory, deny the witch, and escape this place. Besides, isn't it great? This is just what you wanted. Here's the thing though, folks. This can go two ways when it comes to Virgilius. Either Virgilius truly believes this and is doing this for the sake of, you know, winning and escaping this, even if originally he didn't want to believe that Better has done this. Or in similar fashion to how Erika would go along with Baron Castell's plan, Virgilius and Baron Castell had planned this ever since the beginning. Because Baron Castell knew that this would hurt Beatrice, so they went along with this kind of plan to the point where Better would be the one pinned as the culprit against Beatrice's will, that they are in cahoots. Like, it's either one or the other, but so far, like, you know, unless Baron Castell is just gonna pop in and she's gonna laugh in our faces, and then Virgilius is gonna laugh together with Baron Castell together, as if they are both evilly orchestrated this entire thing. Unless that sort of thing happens, this wasn't Baron Castell's plan. This is just simply just something that Virgilius came to the conclusion, as much as he didn't want to. And he does believe so. Because what other option is there in Virgilius' mind other than this? How the hell is it something I wanted? Virgilius stepped closer, leaning toward Better, smiling. Didn't you say it yourself? You wanted a solution where you didn't need to blame anyone from your family. Okay, you coming in closer to Better and smiling like that, it doesn't really help my case, buddy. Then again, there is also the possibility that he's not quite going along with any evil plan that Baron Castell orchestrated, but at the same time, it's in his nature to be creepy, like. I guess it runs in the family, I guess. If Erika has it, then Virgilius has it in him too, I guess, a little bit. Do you see it now, better son? If you blame yourself, you don't need to suspect any of them, right? You don't need to blame anyone, or hate anyone. I don't. Better cowered down, tears of frustration going down his face. But Virgilius' voice only kept ringing. Hey, better son. Why are you crying? Why are you crying, better son? You're here to crush the witch, aren't you? Isn't it what you wanted? It's what you wanted, right? Look at this! Hey, come on! Join me, better son! Laugh with me! Why aren't you rejoicing? Go ahead and laugh with me. Victory is approaching. It's our victory. This is what you wished for. That's ridiculous. A forgery where I'm the culprit? One that claims to be a real one. I just said it in my last forgery. Better-san isn't the culprit. Better-kun didn't kill anyone. This can be said of all games. The whole point of Better proposing such a theory is just to let the witch exist against the Nazi culprit theory. Toya clenched his fists, giving Ikuko a pained expression. Are those people even reading any of my forgeries at all? Besides, the detective cannot be the culprit, right? Even if Nox's Decalogue is relevant for this forgery, it was never stated whether Beller or Vergilius hold on to the authority. It's not something we can use to protect Beller from this forgery. Why are you agreeing with something like this? Why am I so irritated by this? It's obvious Beller isn't a culprit. He can read it in any other game. No, even heard it in red. How can they claim to be a real thing when they go against it? Just because it's a forgery doesn't it? Toya's head was pounding with pain. I guess you could say that it goes with like Death of the Author kind of concept? I don't know. He could not accept a tale like this. He refused to listen. A tale where where Beller is the culprit wasn't something he wanted to hear. After all, he's also... I refuse to listen to it. After all, we know it, right? We know Beller isn't culprit. Do we? The voice that replied to him wasn't Ikuko's voice. Oh? It was someone else. Toya looked around him. He was no longer in his house, but he was safe and protected. The place he was in right now was dark and scary. Yes, the place he was in right now was within his own mind. It was a place where he would sometimes get lost in as he walked blindly, trying to get a hold of his lost memories. A dark, black maze with no walls or any leads, just a never-ending darkness that stretched forward. That's where he was now. Why was he here again? He started walking forward. No, he couldn't even tell if he was walking forward. After all, in that darkness, there was nothing that indicated he was walking towards something. It was just him, lost in his own head, and in his own darkness. But then, he saw something. It was still far away, but it was different from the darkness. It had a shape. A familiar shape. Toya could feel his breath getting shorter. It only took him a short moment to realize. He wasn't something, but someone. That was him. Oh fuck. We're gonna have like a dialogue between past Beller and current Toya. Holy god. No, it wasn't him. It was Umineko Beller. He was standing still, his eyes closed and his face calm. Was he sleeping? No, it wouldn't make sense. After all, the man was standing still, hands in his pockets. Toya knew that Beller was still residing within him. But while he knew that, he also didn't want to meet him. After all, Toya was afraid. Before Toya could think of anything else, the man suddenly spoke. Do we really know? Do we know Umineko Beller isn't the culprit? The man opened his eyes. It was Umineko Beller, but at the same time, it wasn't. It truly was Black Beller! Who are you? What a weird question to ask. After all, I'm you. I'm Umineko Beller. You're not. Really? Can you prove it? Can you prove I'm not Umineko Beller? What do you mean, can I prove it? Tell me, do you remember what happened on that day? What happened on Rokenjima on October 4th, 5th, 1986? Can you really prove that I didn't exist there? Yep, totally did not expect for the inclusion of a Toya struggle by the end of this. I thought that it was just Toya and Ikuko talking about a forgery until the end, but we're also gonna have this. Toya recoiled. His head hurt. His entire body hurt. He wanted to run away. He had to run away. He was paralyzed as Battler approached him, wearing a smile on his face. You can't, right? You can't remember that day. Then what assures you that I wasn't there? What assures you that Battler wasn't the culprit? Don't say it. Hey, Hachijo Toya, tell me, what would happen if the Battler within you, waiting to be freed, is me? Can you deny it? Can you say with certainty that Ushimi Battler didn't kill anyone on Rokenjima? Oh my fucking god. You know, this actually adds like an extra layer to Toya's struggle of whether he wants to stay the way he is or wants to remember that, like, the past, of being afraid of having Battler return and him dying. I mean, who knows? It could well have been that Battler was a complete psycho and killed everyone. Would you want for someone like that to come back? Like, after remembering, remembering everything? After all, you can't recall anything, right? No, please, go away. Go away! Toya closed his eyes, refusing to look at Battler in front of him. I can't go away. After all, you're the reason I'm here. As he spoke, Battler's expression twisted in an almost inhuman way. You see, as long as someone believes, as long as someone in this world thinks of the possibility that Ushimi Battler is the culprit, I'll continue to exist. And you, Hachijo Toya, you're the main reason I exist. No, I don't. You have it. You have that doubt in your heart. That constant doubt that won't let you go. You still can't fully tell yourself with ease that you're not the culprit of that day. Get out of my head! You hate thinking about it. You constantly try to ignore these thoughts, these doubts. Maybe this is one of the reasons you reject the Ushimi Battler within you so much. Ugh. Perhaps you're afraid to discover this is the true face of the man you used to be. Get out of my head! You're the person who keeps me alive. As long as there's that doubt within your heart, even the smallest doubt, no matter how much you push it away, I will exist. I will be here. Get out of my head! Get out of my head! This is why you hate facing it so much. You hate seeing more people writing about me, about this Ushimi Battler. You know it makes me stronger. It makes you doubt yourself more and more. Ugh, Jesus. You know, that's a good point. Like, seeing forgeries, something like this, that makes you think of something so disgusting as what is happening right here. Yeah, I keep getting stronger, but only outside, but within you as well. And you know how the internet is, well, even in the early days, but if this were like current times, oh boy, like the better theories. Get out! Get out! Let me go! Toya screamed, finally moving away, but it only made Battler laugh. I won't! I won't! I can't go, Hachijo Toya! As long as you have this doubt, no, probably until the day you die, I will be here with you. Even if you remember that day, can you really say for sure your memory is accurate? You can't, can you? I will always be here. I will always be with you. No, I don't want you. Go away. Go away. That's impossible. I'm still you after all. As long as you have this vessel, as long as this body bones belong to Ushimi Battler, I will be here as well. You can't escape me. You can never escape me. Well, you could always die. Maybe once you die, I won't be able to chase you anymore. You're not me. You're not Ushimi Battler. I refuse to accept you. I refuse to acknowledge you. I will never accept you. I will never let you exist. I refuse to acknowledge you. Can you say it in red? You can't, can you? You can't say it in red. Your heart is crying. No, it's screaming. It's a beautiful melody. because with every tear and every scream I become strong. I wonder, will I eventually become strong enough to kill you? Maybe one day you'll close your eyes and here, in this very place, I'll kill you. I will kill you, and I'll be the one to wake up in this body. After all, you're me, and I'm you. Toya pushed the man away and ran into the other direction, covering his ears. But no matter how far he ran, no matter how much he covered his ears, Batter's laughter kept ringing in his ears. My god. Well, aren't you annoying? Go ahead, run and cry. Let the doubts in your heart grow and grow. Let it consume you. Let it take over. Make sure to always think of me. Make sure to always fear me. Make sure to always deny me. Go ahead and try to deny me. Hachisho Toya! Yep. Jesus freaking Christ. Like, how are we gonna deal with this one? Like, maybe we can have like Angie just like coming through the window, like break the window and say, no, Batter was not like that. No. That would be quite a twist. I'm going to die. I'm going to die. I'm going to die. What, is this like Rebellious? Like, when he fell in the water? The salty water was getting in my mouth. It was hard to breathe. Even the life jacket on my body had its limits. It could keep me above the water level, but it couldn't keep up with the high waves and rain that was getting to my lungs. I don't want to die. I knew I shouldn't be wasting energy on swimming aimlessly, but I couldn't help it. Any land would do. Anything. This is not how I want my life to end. Please, I don't want to die. Someone help me. I'm begging you. I don't want my life to end here. My body was getting tired. Is there really no way for me to be saved? There must be some kind of miracle for me. The waves could miraculously take me to a place that would save me from this horrid, lonely death in the middle of the dark ocean. A miracle. Any miracle. Do you want to be saved? A voice rang, as if within my head. Of course I want to be saved. Would you do anything for the sake of it? And this time, it didn't sound inside my head, but rather above me. There, I could see it. A girl floating above the ocean. Despite the heavy rain, it looked like not a single drop of rain reached her body. Am I hallucinating before my death? What kind of hallucination is it? Are you Rebellious secretly into Lolita fashion as well? Of course I'll do anything. I yelled it out of my choked lungs. Slowly, the sound of the waves decreased. Am I finally dying? Is it the end? Everything is going black. My sight is blurry, and I can no longer feel the cold water against my face. My body isn't floating anymore either. I'm seated down? I reach my hands to my face, rubbing my eyes. Slowly, I could grasp where I was. Man, you know, now that I'm thinking about it, this could very well be something applied to Erika as well. Like, having a similar situation right over here. I mean, how else would you meet, like, the Witch of Miracles of all people? If you yourself would wish for a miracle to survive this in such a dire, like, life-threatening situation. Jesus. It looked like an elegant room. One you'd expect a witch from a fairy tale story to have. Large windows, fancy chairs and tables, and a chandelier hanging from the ceiling. Actually, now that I'm saying that, that actually fits with my with my Erika agenda. Yeah, I guess I'm gonna call it like Erika agenda as well. The girl I had seen floating in the sky was standing in the corner of the room. So, you're finally awake? Awake? Where am I? I'm not dead? Not yet, no. Unless you wish for me to toss you back to the ocean and find your end there. No, wait! I stood up in panic, just to fall on my knees. I didn't realize how exhausted I was until I tried standing up. The floor was reflecting my tired face, and I was still wearing the life jacket. Huh. My hair. I leaned closer, touching my hair. It was blue? Oh, about the same color as the girl in front of me. Be grateful. I gave you a one-of-a-kind miracle, made you my peace, and even gave you the same blue hair as mine. My name is Ben Castell, the Witch of Miracles. You might want to start referring to me as your master from now on. I slowly dragged myself back to sit on a chair, looking at the girl. It was hard to grasp what was happening. A witch of miracles? This could all be weird hallucination I have before my death. It could be nothing but a dream, or an illusion, but for the small chance it isn't. My master, would you be kind and explain to me what you mean by peace? Why did you bring me here? As I asked that, the Witch of Miracles started explaining the details for me. There's a game going on right now. It's a game between a human named Ushirumia Battler and another witch named Beatrice. The objective of this game is to prove that the murders currently happening on an island named Rokenjima were not done by a witch. If the witch wins, she's arrived, and takes everyone with her to her realm, the Golden Land. But as long as someone doesn't acknowledge her, she cannot be fully revived. The human battler wishes to defeat the witch and return home safely. I see. So he is like me, caught in an unfortunate situation and only wishes for a safe return back to reality. So you want me to be Ushirumia Battler's assistant and help him defeat the witch? That's right. If you win, your miracle will be granted. You will not die on that day in the ocean. You'll drift to Rokenjima Island and be saved by the Ushirumia family who resides there. So that's how it was. My payment for this miracle is participation in a cruel witch's game. I'll do it. I don't want to die. I'll do anything to win. I need this miracle. I need to live. I will fight for this chance, for this miracle to occur. My master, the Witch of Miracles, gave me this opportunity. I mustn't waste it. I will live. I will win this game and live. Okay. And this is the end now. Well, I guess if we were to go with that kind of, with that moment of simply giving the chance to Vergilius to win this for the sake of going back, and no other evil orchestrated like plan to beat both Beatrice and Battler in this. I mean, I guess it is true. And this is about a man who's trying to escape this island and live and come back home in some professional Battler. So In his mind, he has to do this. Virgilius was standing in front of Beatrice. His expression was serious, but there was a glint of confidence in his eyes. After all, his victory was approaching. Next to him, seated down with a defeated expression, was Balor. The man he had originally been asked to assist was now sitting down, his head tilted down, barely moving. Ushiromia Balor, are you really letting this man take your role on this board without fighting back? Sorry, Battle. Huh? What kind of an opponent are you? I thought that you swore to be the one to defeat me. Maybe you're grateful someone does the dirty work for you after all. It's not that. Do you really think I want this game to end like this? Balor slammed the chair he sat on with his fist. I don't understand anymore. Which path should I take? Why can't there be an easier solution? Even when you have the upper hand, you're not satisfied. What an unpleasant man you are. Witchy has said it himself. It's what you wanted, isn't it? Or is it just your crushed pride? Or is it just your crushed pride speaking, seeing how this man is attempting to defeat me while you cannot? Beatrice inhaled from her pipe, looking at the two men. You're mourning me too fast, Batora. Just because Vergilius believes he created a solution for my game board doesn't mean I'm going down so easily. However, seeing you feeling empathy for someone like me wasn't something I thought I'd experience. Pato. As an endless switch, I never had to fear death. It was just yet another experience that could be reversed at my will. Returning from the dead was just like waking up from an unpleasant dream. Feeling a possible death reaching up to me is yet another thing I get to experience thanks to this game. This is messed up. I should be happy, right? Should be happy. And yet, I'm just so upset. What's wrong, Batora? Has seeing a woman in distress awakened something in you? I told you already, I'm not going down yet. That's why, if I get through this, I hope you can stand up and become my opponent again. You bet. What is your objective, Beatrice-san? Are you really here to win? Your words don't make sense to me. You're 1,000 years too young to understand someone like me, young boy. I see. So that's your answer. I appreciate it. You fight until the bitter end without giving up. Sheep. Okay, who is saying that? Oh! Lambda Delta. The super paper! I think she's not trying at all. Out of nowhere, a new girl appeared in the room with a pup. She was sitting down on one of the chairs in a fancy pose, and a grin was plastered all over her face with an amused expression. Yeah, Balor has not seen Lambda Delta yet either. Honestly, it's getting really embarrassing to watch at this point. Isn't it time you stop playing around, Dato? As she spoke, she straightened her seat and turned her head to look at Vergilius, who flinched uncomfortably. Yo! So you're Baron's new piece? You're not cute at all. Lady Lambda Delta, Witch of Certainty. Indeed. Yep. What brings you here? How mean.
The great super duper cute Lady Lambda Delta came here specially to watch your magnificent possible defeat. And you don't even serve her some tea and cookies? What a lame service. You should definitely work it out. Besides, anywhere Burn is, I'll certainly be there as well.
Took you long enough.
Did it really? I'm the one who gave Battle my blessing, so if she's going to lose, I'm coming to take it back. I wonder, shall I let everyone see a pitiful form you truly have, Battle?
You are pretty late though. It's over, Lambda. My piece is capable of bringing an end to this game.
No way. That is just playing on easy mode. You gave your pieces a push, so I thought I'd come here to have Battle as well. How gracious of me, right, Battle?
Battle? Who the hell is this girl? Don't let her looks deceive you. That witch is more powerful and cruel than you could ever imagine. Indeed. Okay. Just accept it, Battle. Just accept it. You're gonna get used to it eventually. My master, were you watching? I've been keeping my side of the contract. I fought with everything I've got, and I'm about to grasp my victory. I was watching. Indeed, you were doing splendid work. Granting you my power and my hair color wasn't for nothing after all. It was truly a miracle that you are such an ideal piece for this game.
Hey, Man's Boy! I can't help but wonder, what did she promise you?
A miracle. She promised me that if I win this game, I won't die. I will survive and be able to go home.
How predictable. How interesting, though. How did her promise go?
Oh, well, what's the meaning of this question, Lady Lambda Delta?
I just can't help but wonder about it. After all, I don't remember seeing a universe where Fudo Rebellious went back home.
Huh? Vegeta stared at Lambda Delta with a confused expression, which soon became furious. Oh, Virgilius, you're about to get fucked by Ben Castel. Just like how she fucked everybody else before. Welcome to the party. The man then immediately turned to Ben Castel, anger in his eyes. What is the meaning of this, my master? I don't see any problem. What she says doesn't contradict my promise. What do you mean, doesn't contradict your promise? Explain yourself right away! It's just as I've told you already. You'll play this game, and in return, I'll make sure you'll drift to Kenjima and not drown that day. No. No. Vegeta started walking back, almost tripping on his steps. What happened? Did Ben Castel lie? She didn't. She promised him he'll drift to Kenjima, but she never promised him he'll manage to go back home. Battle looked at Virgilius, who was motionless for a while. Ryu, you tricked me. You damned! Vegeta dashed towards Ben Castel, attempting to grab her by the collar. But just before he could lay a finger on her, she crumpled away and appeared on the other side of the room. I didn't trick you. It's you who didn't listen properly. I never promised you a safe return home. I never promised you would survive that day. Anything that happens afterwards is none of my business. Then there's no reason for it to be impossible. I reach Kenjima. That would mean I'd still have a chance to survive the murders and stay alive. Whether we defeat the witch or not.
That's useless, Burns Boy. I can tell you with certainty, there's no way for you to survive past October 5th. It's a futile fight. You had no chance to win this one from the very moment you stepped into this game board. But, you know, I could offer you something better. If you make sure to keep this game going, you can stay alive here, on this game board. Who knows? Maybe one day, you could even become a witch yourself.
Shut up. I don't want to hear any of you. I'm not going to play along with any of you witches. Oh, fuck. Jesus freaking Christ. You know, this is such an interesting turn of events. Again, it makes me think of Erika a little bit right over here, because what if Erika actually speedran through this exact same thing? Hell, she knew, like, through whatever the fuck happened before she got introduced. She talked to Ben Castell and all that. Like, Ben Castell would tell her, hey, if you do as I say, I'm gonna bring you the miracle of surviving that day. But maybe Erika eventually deduced that, hey, just because I survived that day from the drowning, it doesn't necessarily mean that I'm gonna be able to go back home, so I'm truly dead. Therefore, the only option she had left is to live on the game board in the meta sense and become the Witch of Truth. Except the difference here is that Vergilius is having a hard time accepting this. Whereas Erika, she was put in the same situation. But she never even had to go through the emotions like this. Or maybe she had before, and we just didn't see it.
Oh, how sad. You're such a good offer too.
Good offer? Are you making fun of me? What's fun in this game? Watching people dying over and over again? Being in constant danger for your life? I don't want any of this. I see now. It really was a pointless fight to begin with. I really had no hope from the very beginning. Oh no. Now he's gonna start losing it. Vegeta-kun? After the discovery of Rosa and Maria's corpses in the garden, Batter became the prime suspect. And it resulted in all of them returning to the parlor with Batter seated in a separate chair, being constantly watched by the group. Their attention only shifted even when Vergilius stood up, covering his face as he chuckled to himself. It's stupid. It's so stupid. It's so ridiculous I could cry. I'm done with all of you. I've had enough. Enough of you and your awful family drama. You know, not to cut the tension right over here with a comedic butter knife right over here too much, but you know, this could be like a running gag for all this. Vergilius sees like all the weird stuff that the family has done so far. Kinzo, Maria, like Nazi going all cuckoo on Vergilius, everybody. It can be quite tiresome to the point of hilarity in Vergilius' eyes. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? You family of weird people. Vergilius-san, what's gotten into you? That's right. It's all pointless. It's all a futile, pointless fight with no winners. Maybe I should have just joined instead of dealing with all of you. Go to hell, you rotten family. I'm just going to go ahead and do whatever I want. Even if I'll need to kill the Ushimiya family myself in order to secure my life on the island, I will do it. I will not be defeated. I will not let you kill me. Ryu, stop! All of you twisted witches must think it's so funny, right? Let's see how much you'll laugh once I tear this game board to bits. I'll crush it, ruin it, and destroy it. I really don't care anymore. It doesn't anymore. Nothing does. Vegeta's laughed maniacally. Well, fuck. I mean, I guess this seals it that Vegeta's was innocent in all this, although he has been driven to insanity because of all this, so how are we gonna deal with this? Tears were in the corners of his eyes, and his face twisted almost inhumanly. That was true despair. Bato, is that true? Is there no escape? Not just Rue. What about me? Vegeta's is borrowed piece who does not belong to me, so different rules apply to you and him. Just because Vergilius has no future, it doesn't necessarily apply to you as well. Embrace it, Balor, son. We are locked in this hell forever, whether we win or lose. Hey, let's break this board together. Let's ruin it. Let's find a different exit. None of these witches can be trusted. They'll just deceive you to the very end. I thought you wanted to return back home to your sister, right? Are you going to abandon the family that's waiting for you outside this hell? Just because you're scared? I thought you were better than this. Balor looked at Beatrice. At first, she looked away, almost as if she was in pain. But then...
That's right. Witches will deceive you until the very end. I'm sorry, Vergilius, but Balor is my opponent, so I'm not letting go of him anytime soon. He is destined to stay here and keep entertaining me for all eternity, and I will not let you get in the way. Lucifer!
What are you? Watch out! Oh boy. The eldest sister appeared and immediately changed their form in order to fulfill her master's order. Out of my way, scum! Just as she got close enough, Vergilius grabbed onto the chair that was the closest to him, and used it to deflect her aggressively. He was panting heavily, his fingers turning white from holding onto the chair he now used as a shield.
Your piece entered the Rebellious phase, Baron. How humiliating.
What's next? The other 6? I will not lose. I will not die. I will not let you kill me. I will not die.
Frodo de Vergilius is not alive past October 5th.
Was that Ben Costello? A long red wedge formed from his master's words, pierced the chest of the man who was throwing a tantrum in the witch's room. He was still standing up for a few moments, as if trying to process what had just happened. His hand slowly reached to touch the wedge that went through his chest. Before his body finally gave in, he fell to the floor with a loud sound. Hey! Ryu! Oh God! Balor rushed and kneeled by the man's side. A pool of blood was already forming around his body, staining their clothes with red. It hurts. It hurts. It hurts. Help. Hold on. Let me... Damn it. Balor tried to pull the wedge out of Vergilius' chest, but as soon as he touched the wedge, it burned his palms, forcing him to pull his hands away. It burns. It burns so much I can't breathe. I can't. Vergilius coughed out some blood, tears forming in his eyes. Oh man. Damn it. Hold on, okay? Where's that witch? Balor looked at where Ben Costello and Matilda had stood just a moment ago, but they were both nowhere to be seen. After all, there was no point watching a piece that had been cast away. The usual. The only one who was watching was Beatrice, who watched the scene quietly. You know, Virgilius, for what it's worth, I do want to apologize that I was thinking you were the man from 19 years ago. I had to think of the possibility in the end, but it turns out that you were a simple man who fell off the boat and suddenly died, just like that. There is no future for you, it seems, in this. Regius tugged on Batter's sleeve, staining it further with his blood. I guess in similar fashion to how you're thinking of Batter as the culprit, I was thinking of you as well as possible suspect in this, but it turns out that you truly were similar to Batter in many ways in this. I don't want to die. I don't want to die. You won't. You won't die. Battle, why are you just watching? Can't you revive him? Even if I revive Fruit of Virgilius, you won't be the same Fruit of Virgilius who's in front of you right now. What's the meaning of this? Is that some kind of cruel joke? Are you an endless witch? Don't screw with me and do something already. Damn it! Damn it! Virgilius' terrorized expression softened as he saw Batter was crying, and a bitter laugh escaped his lips. You know, I guess it's better than drowning alone in the ocean. What the hell? I was putting you through so much agony, and you're still shedding tears for me. You're such a good person, Batter-san. It's not that bad, dying with someone like you by my side. Don't say stupid things like this. It's only irrational, right? You just wanted to live, right? Such a simple wish. My fate was sealed from the very beginning. It hurts so much. Are you still there? I'm here. I'm sorry. Don't apologize. Just listen. You have to go back home. You have to return. I won't be able to return, so you have to. For your family. Mala grasped onto Virgilius' hand, squeezing it just a little. I will. I promise you. I promise I will do it, no matter what. For Angie, and for your sister as well. You sure are good at making promises. Battle? No. What was that? Batter glared at Beatrice, who only looked away as he did. His attention shifted back to Virgilius when he tugged on his sleeve again. Hey, I know it's hard, but some sacrifices must be made. Don't let anyone deceive you anymore, not witches, nor your own family. You don't need to talk anymore. I know it now, so please, you've done more than enough. Thank you. Even in this twisted game, I managed to have some fun sometimes. And if for a short time, I could keep being alive and exist. Oh, Virgilius. Make sure to return home safely, okay? For those who can't, as well. As he said these words, his body relaxed, and he stopped breathing. His face was peaceful. He looked like he was sleeping on a bed dyed in red. So long, Virgilius. Fruit of Virgilius sunk into the deep sea of unconsciousness, and his role in the witch's game was over. Fruit of Virgilius was a magnificent piece on this game board. However, there was no place for a rebellious piece such as him on the board. Shut up. I don't want to hear it from you. Beller, who had been seated by Virgilius' body for a while, finally stood up. His pants, as well as the edges of his jacket, were soaked in blood, and the tears on his face were already dry. That was a cruel game. A game where no one could be proven innocent. A game where nothing but red words could be trusted. No, even the words in red could be twisted and deceive you if you're not careful enough. After all, witches could twist their words, create a beautiful lie in red, and blind you to reality. It could get you closer to the truth, but also pull you away from it. What was that? I said, I will no longer be deceived by you. Ryu is gone, but he is still by my side. I will no longer trust anything blindly anymore. Not even your own red truth.
Oh, so now even the red truth is doubtful.
That's right. After all, it's not only about truth being subjective. It's also about the small details, or the way it was said that could change everything. Just like Ryu was deceived by Dankaseu's words, I was definitely deceived by your red. I will no longer let you lead me astray anymore. I will see through your red web, and through your lies.
I see. So from now on, not only will you only trust your own eyes, but you won't even trust my red words. Very well. I'm thrilled to see where this will lead us. Can you really do it, Batora? Can you really suspect your own family members? Can you cruelly point at one of them and accuse them of murder? Even when they beg and cry and swear it's not them? Can you do it? I can't wait to see it.
Dameda. Zenzen Dameda. They did the same to me, right? They mercilessly labeled and treated me like a murderer, so I have no reason to be afraid anymore. I must consider all possibilities, even the most painful ones. In order to return home, I must do it. My sister is waiting for me, and now I have another promise to keep.
Then go ahead, Batora. Can you defeat me? Can you explain this game? Can you explain the murders of all these games? Can you explain the disappearance and appearance of corpses? Can you explain all those things? I can't wait to hear you.
Alright, bring it on.
You promised, right? That you'll become my opponent again.
That's right. I'm your opponent, and I don't plan on backing up anytime soon. Your defeat was only delayed, and I'll be the one to defeat you. Prepare yourself, Beatrice!
Go ahead and defeat me then, Ushiromiya Batora. Crush me, deny me, and defeat me. I want to see you try. Go ahead and kill me, Ushiromiya Batora!
Alright.
Virgilius-kun? Virgilius-kun!
Who did it? Who shot him? Don't you dare stand up, Barakun. I'm not even holding a gun. What the hell are you talking about? You're the one with the gun here.
How dare you? I didn't shoot him.
Don't worry. That was me. Someone struck from the direction of the door, making everyone turn towards it. You. Alright. Well, I do have to give applauses to Uminetta for this wonderful story. Right over here. Like, I was really curious how this is gonna end with Virgilius, and well, now we've seen it. Oh, poor Virgilius. Like, I'm also really curious if this were to have been like the direction that Ryukishi went with in the original. If we were to go with something like this, how the future episodes would have gone. I get the feeling that episode 4 would have been like quite similar, if I'm to be honest. Like, I feel like episode 4 would have gone like the same way. And, well, as for episodes 5 through 8, well, it kind of depends. We would need like a new enemy even at that point. Whether Virgilius will come back differently or... Yeah, I guess so.